Sorry? Oh, you want to know if that's an M5 phalanx in my pants or if I'm just pleased to see you? It's the phalanx. Sorry, I was already going to meet someone else here. It just happens to be someone very handsome and brilliant and someone who knows Commander Shepard. No, I'm not going to tell you who it is. You can guess. Oh, hello. Here we are in Purgatory, the best nightclub in the Citadel. But you knew what? You knew that. You came here. You paid for your ticket. Yes, it's a very nice shirt, isn't it? It's vintage, yeah, 2018 River Island. That's not funny because they will have the words river and island in the future. It's from River Island. It's a vintage 2018. Let's pretend that that was the main part of this joke. Anyway, yeah, I'm meeting someone. I'm meeting someone. Oh, you want to know who it is I'm waiting for? Who's gonna meet me here? Who, from the Mass Effect universe in which we inhabit, I've invited here to have a drink with me. Why don't you guess? Hi there, I'm J10, you can call me Jake, everybody does, and today we're going to be looking at the hottest guys in Mass Effect and ranking them through a kind of shitty pseudo lens I just f***ing made up on the spot because I couldn't just do it about DILFs again because that was the Korra video of me ranking hot pop culture characters, okay? So this time it's who am I going to take to my favourite bar on the Citadel? Because I'm Commander J10, this is my favourite bar on the Citadel. I'm Commander J10, this is my favourite bar on the Citadel. I'm Commander J10, and this is my favourite bar on the Citadel. Listen, as I discussed in my big Mass Effect video, which you might have seen, there ain't a lot of options for gay dudes in the Mass Effect universe, so I'm kind of just, you know, doing a little bit of rose tinting here in terms of who would actually come for a drink with me at Purgatory on the Citadel, okay? As in, we're blurring the sexuality lines a little bit, but this is fantasy, right? You know that this is just a way for me to tell you who I think are the hottest guys in Mass Effect, and the rest of it's shitty home studio theatre. So before we dive into the gorgeous pool of potential bachelors that are just waiting to buy me a pint, let's get the YouTube guff out of the way. I am a small creator, so any kind of likes, shares, comments, telling people about this video that you can do really helps me grow as a creator, especially if you had fun with this video. I'd really love for you to share it with people who you think would enjoy it too. And yeah, YouTube loves like if a little double whammy, right? Like if you like and comment, then they know you really like the video and they'll start to show it to more people, which would just be such a massive help to me. If you don't know what to comment, you can't think of anything, why don't you leave me a little cocktail? Because that's probably what I would drink in Purgatory, because a beer you can get anywhere, right? If they even do beer in space. Can you do beer in space? Can drinks be carbonated in space? Shit gets weird up there, doesn't it? Shit gets weird in space. It's probably why space is so gay. I also have a £1 Patreon if you're interested in. I also have a £1 Patreon if you're interested in supporting me as a creator, and there will be details about that in the description down below. Okay, let's get back to the space hunks, shall we? So go and guess, who do you think it is? Who do you think I've invited to come and, you know, get to know me a little bit better in Purgatory in the Citadel, my favourite bar in the Citadel? No, it's not JAVIK. To be honest, it's not JAVIK because I didn't play that DLC when it first came out. Like, I wasn't really in a financially independent way back there. Let's say that I was a kid that didn't have that console, so I didn't play the first Mass Effect when it came out, so much later I saw no reason to buy the DLCs. So I don't really know who he is. I've never spent any time with him. The most I know is that, like, by the time you get to Mass Effect 3, you can have a one-night stand with him after the party. And that's good kind of energy, but I don't know if we would get on, so I'm not going to ask him out for a drink. So no, it's not JAVIK. Although I'm sure he'd make good conversation, you know, being the last of his race and everything like that. I'm sure he has lots to say, lots to tell, but no, it's not him. Next guess. No, it's not BRODIE. See, me and Gil don't really gel. I don't know, like playing Andromeda, do you not feel that like there was just something about Gil that felt smarmy? Smarmy. Like I feel like this is a really delicate line in character writing, right? But like, Gil is written by someone trying to write someone who's witty. Do you know what I mean? Like, there were a couple of times where his voice lines would come out and I would think to myself, wow, Gil, I bet you thought that sounded really good. Did I romance him in Mass Effect Andromeda? Yeah, obviously. He was the option. He was the gay option, right? Like, he was the only one. So why wouldn't I, right? But he was just made out of like generic character creation assets. He didn't even have like his own sculpt. He wasn't, we didn't gel. Even his like interactions when you meet his friend Jill, right? And Jill's like, what are your intentions with my friend? It's just all a little bit shit. It's just all a little bit rubbish. And I don't need that kind of shit when I'm trying to have a party on the Citadel, okay? Let's not get into the fact that Gil Brody is, you know, hundreds of years into the future in a different galaxy, in the Andromeda Galaxy, okay? That's not important. What we're doing now is more important than logistics, okay? So next guess. No, it's not Jarl. See, when I first played Andromeda, I played it like on release, so I didn't really feel a magnetism with Jarl, let's say that, okay? He was giving me like brotherly vibes, and I really liked Jarl as a friend. I had him on my team a lot. I liked spending time with him. He had a cute personality. He was warm. He was nice. But I didn't feel, there wasn't a spark, okay, between me and Jarl. So when they added the romance with him later on, I actually didn't go back and have gay love with Jarl, because I think by then I'd already played Andromeda. I'd already got what I was going to get from it. It didn't have a lot of replay value, did it? I liked Andromeda, I think, more than the average person did. But no, I didn't go back for Jarl because I didn't get the, you know, wow, that kind of like spark from him, unfortunately. Which is why, no, it's not him. He's not coming here to have drinks with me. He's a lovely guy, right? Lovely guy, Jarl. Can't do enough for you. I really like his character. I like his conversations. I like his unique voice lines. I like how he interacts with the other. He looks like underneath a manta ray, doesn't he? He kind of looks like underneath of a manta ray. Like, in a nice way, aliens look like stuff. But, like, he looks like the underside of a manta ray. Do you reckon that was, like, part of the design inspiration? I have to look into that. I have to look into that. Sorry I haven't looked into it already. I should be more thoroughly doing research, but it's my night off. It's my night off. You're going to tell me you're going to report me to the, I don't know, authorities? Producer Ben? Anyway, next guess. No, it's not Thane. See, I like Thane. I think he's really cool. I really like him. I think I would have romanced him if we were allowed. But he's dying, man. He's dying. And he's like very religious and very stoic and very sensible. I don't think he's going to come to this bar with me and do shots while we get to know each other and laugh and embarrass ourselves, okay? He's just not that type. He doesn't really sit, I don't think he has my kind of energy, okay? I can get along with everyone, but I'm not trying to pull Thane, okay? I'm not trying to pull Thane. I don't think that he wants to spend the rest of his time that's left with me. Do you know what I mean? So no, it's not Thane. We get on though. Anyway, next guess. No, it's not Jacob. I would love it to be Jacob. He's probably like physically one of the hottest Mass Effect romanceable characters, okay? And I really liked him as a character in the game, even though I didn't really take him on squad stuff a lot. Normally I'm just out there with just like shitloads of biotics because I just think that's very cool. And I do now have retroactively even more love for him. Now I've learned that he was planned to be bisexual, right? Like Jacob, they got to the stage of animating bisexual scenes of him with the male Shepard. And they were like, you'll know this already if you watch my big video on Mass Effect, but they like did side by side exact animations to match Brokeback Mountain because they were thinking like, oh, well, if Brokeback Mountain is acceptable, surely if we just do exactly that, the censors aren't gonna go crazy on us. And no, they cut it in the end, apparently, which is really unfortunate and a shame because I think I probably would have liked him even more if I'd been able to spend that kind of intimate time with him. Do you know what I mean? Although I hear that, you know, if you romance him as a female Shepard, he also dumps you in Mass Effect 3 and goes and has a baby with someone else. Like, I mean, I guess you gotta do you, Jacob, but I'm not inviting you to purgatory so that you can just like enjoy me for a bit and then run off. Oh, am I invited? No, it's not Jacob, but like, we're not against a fling. Next guess, what next guess? Who do you think it is? No, it's not KAIDAN. It's not KAIDAN. It's like, I have a kind of like catch-22 relationship with KAIDAN, okay? Because like, it was sad you couldn't romance him in the first game because they weren't allowed to be gay yet at that point, but then like they spun it in Mass Effect 3 into this really nice kind of like long distance pining kind of unrequited gay love thing where he confesses it to you, and like that was good, that was nice, that was a really satisfying way to like solve that issue. And I liked romancing KAIDAN because I did romance KAIDAN because he had the richest romantic story by Mass Effect 3, but he is a little bit bland. He's not an animal, is he? He's not like a party animal, he's not lively, he's not like a showstopper, he's by the books, and he's a safe bet. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you'd absolutely definitely take KAIDAN home to your mum. Like, he's really gonna impress your mum. She's gonna be very happy that you found such a nice boy. Look at this nightclub, is that the energy I want? Do I want KAIDAN company? But yeah, he's just a little bit bland, so it's not KAIDAN. Next guess. No, it's not Steve CORTEZ. It's not Steve CORTEZ. I really like him though as a character. I like his whole backstory of having a husband who he lost in the war. I like how like sweet he is, and I like being able to have like an interactable gay story as part of the game that's like doesn't even involve you, right? Like stuff just happens and people are gay. Like the fact that he lost his husband in the war, it's really sad, but he's a sweetheart. I like his banter about sports with James VEGA down in the shuttle bay. Like, it's cool, he's a good character. And that's why he's so, you know, high up in the list, or, you know, I guess so far along in your guesses. This thin veneer is getting thinner by the second. But he seems to like, I know you go for drinks with him in the game, but he also seems like a bit of a homebody, right? Like he's, I don't know, what is he? What an enigma. I do remember really liking the flirtations with him and how he kind of like tested the waters to find out if you were interested in men. Do you know what I mean? Where he was like, oh, I see you've never like got with any of the girls. Why is that? And then you can answer like, oh, I haven't found the right man. And there was something about that that smacked very like real world to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've all had those kind of times where we're kind of like probing in a way that's very deniable. I just thought that like bit of dialogue was very, very good. Like you don't, when a game defaults to like gay okay, it's not an issue, it's never been an issue, everything's great in like Dragon Age, you don't get those kind of social nuances, like the realistic social, like you get what I mean. If you just have a game universe where being gay is like nobody cares, it doesn't matter, then you don't get to recognize social interactions that happen in the real world in the game. And I think Steve CORTEZ was good for that. But no, I'm afraid it's not him. He's not coming to meet me here for a drink. Next guest. Shh, actually, no, not next guest, because before our top three, or before you guess 3 more times, you've got 3 more guesses. Thin veneer. Remember, a like and a comment helps me out so much. Telling someone else about the channel if you're enjoying the channel is also super, super helpful. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're here just to have a laugh and you haven't clicked the little red button yet. Next guess, yeah, go on, guess. Who do you think's coming? Oh, REYES VIDAL. That's a good guess, but it's not REYES VIDAL. Oh, we like a bad boy, don't we? We like a bad boy, don't we? What I like about REYES VIDAL is he really has this kind of like suave bisexual Han Solo vibe going on, and Han Solo really gives bi vibes, right? Like he's just kind of a scoundrel, right? Like why would something like getting off with blokes be out of bounds for someone like that with no rules out in space, right? And in terms of REYES VIDAL in the games, like it's almost more interesting that like, listen, I'm going to contradict myself now. It's because I'm a nuanced character with flaws, okay? I know in my video, I said that it was a shame you couldn't romance any squad members, and I said REYES VIDAL, like, you know, he's a side character, but I kind of did also like having a character who was so ingrained in a mission that happens outside of your character roster, okay? Because their stories are your stories for the large part, but like to get involved in like the story of him as a smuggler and stuff like that, it was cool. I liked unfolding his story in Mass Effect Andromeda and getting to be a part of it by romancing him. I mean, in some ways, it's a shame you don't get to have him on the team so you can interact with him long term, but it's more interesting he's not just sitting around the ship like a spare part. Do you know what I mean? Also the fact that he's just a bit mouthy as well. Like, I remember his name, wasn't it like his Angaran name was like Shino or something, and that's what they called him, and that's the Angaran word for mouth. And then there was that little like joke about like, oh, you good with your mouth as well, are you? And he was like, like, I don't, you know, ooh. And he steals a bottle of whiskey, and then at the end of the game, he's like, hey, let's go get it on in a storage cupboard. Like, oh, he's naughty. He's just a bit naughty, isn't he? Oh, Reyes, but that was naughty. They're naughty. Anyway, what's your next guess? James VEGA. Oh, that's a very good guess. And let's get this out of the way. The man's 98% pure beef, right? Like, large. Himbo definer, right? Well, I mean, he's not really a himbo, is he? Because he's like very skilled. But I think he fits into the himbo kind of bracket of like being very large, jacked, burly, but he has like a sense of innocence because he like doesn't know about the corruption in the world and stuff. And he's sweet, like he's nice. He gets flustered if you flirt back with him. And like, I just think that's very cute, okay? Like a big, gentle dork. What could be more fun? In particular because he gives off such like frat jock vibes, like in the Citadel DLC when you're having a party in your apartment, right? He's kind of like, you know, very fratish, he's kind of keeping the party alive, he's kind of, you know, I think at one point you see him flirting with Ashley, like, and then if you have a one-night stand with him, obviously because I've watched this on YouTube because you're not allowed to do it if you're gay because they just hate us. To take for a moment just to think like how funny it is that as a gay man, you can't have a one-night stand at that house party. Of all of the demographics that we'll be playing, to have a one-night stand at a house party, nah, we don't have to pick at that. Let's leave that door closed. Anyway, when you wake up after having a one-night stand with him, he's like so weird about it and so like, oh, don't tell people, like, please be cool about it. And it's like, he's just so bashful underneath the veneer of being this like cocksure kind of, you know, just jock, I guess. And you know, he's cool with the gays because like his bestie Steve Cortez in the shuttle bay, they're always like jabbing about like what the best tank is or, you know, about sports ball and stuff like that. Like, I like that. I just think that's cute. I think as well it was a good choice to have the most masculine heterosexual character be good friends with the first like canonically gay character in the series. Do you know what I mean? I just liked that. I thought that was a good creative choice. You're not like changing the world by doing that, okay? But it's been said that James VEGA was an insert character for people who are fresh to the series, okay? He comes in, he's just a soldier, and all of this is like a bit alien to him. He's only just really got there, I think, out into space, as far as I remember. And so the fact that they made the character who they wanted to be the insert character for newcomers to the game, new players, was so chummy with the gay guy on the ship. Like, I just think that is good. That's good, soft representation, okay? Guys coming in from playing COD or whatever and seeing the big soldier character with the big guns who's like muscular and tattooed and very masculine, being besties with the gay dude in like a platonic way that's very cool and they talk about sports. I just thought that was good, soft representation, right? Like normalization. I liked it, I liked it. Sorry, we were talking about the... Who's coming to meet me for drinks? So like, unfortunately, because also he's a party animal, right? He goes out for drinks with the soldiers. He like talks about drinking mezcal with Steve down in the shuttle bay. Like, he's clearly a party animal. He clearly would be good to invite out to a nightclub. Maybe I'll invite him sometime just so that we can just like wee have a laugh. But no, it's not him who I've invited. One last guess, go on, who do you think it is? Yes, that's right. GARRUS VAKARIAN is coming to have a date with me in purgatory. Oh, that doesn't sound great when you say it out loud, out of context. Good thing I have this green screen up to show you that I don't mean, you know, purgatory. Getting a romance for GARRUS VAKARIAN that you can carry from like Mass Effect 2 into Mass Effect 3 brought so much joy to the female players of this game, okay? Like, anyone who plays as a female character in this game seems to have just loved GARRUS VAKARIAN. He has such a big online following, it's like he's some influencer. Fans, he has lots of fans. I remember like when I used to reblog loads of Mass Effect Tumblr, GARRUS was so popular, and like at the time I got it because I love his really close best friendship with Male Shepard, okay? I like GARRUS. He's got like, you know, a really warm personality when you talk to him, even though his jokes are kind of dry. So he comes off as kind of being like a kind of, you know, like a grump with a heart in a way, but he's never grumpy with you. And I know that he's like got all these stereotypical kind of like, oh, you know, good cop gone bad, and he doesn't play by the rules. But like, I mostly forgot about all that shit by the time he'd spent all of his time with me, just generally being cool and chill and nice and fun. Like when you're shooting cans with him on top of the Citadel, right? Like, and just shooting the shit and spending time before going away to what you think is maybe going to be the end of it all. And like, I just like it. He has a lot of fun at the party. He's clearly a good person to be around. He's just, I don't know. So when I saw all the joy that he brought people who were playing as female characters and enjoying a romance with him, hi, I feel left out. I feel left out. Hi, I feel left out. Some for me, please. But yes, in this thin veneer of reason for making this video, GARRUS VAKARIAN's on the way to have a little drink with me. So I think he's one of the hottest characters, honestly. To be honest, like, I think James Vega and GARRUS VAKARIAN were kind of like a bit of neck and neck, right? In terms of ranking the hottest characters in this game. Because like, I did like that they gave the Jock a bit of heart, but I like GARRUS VAKARIAN as like an all-around kind of like character, right? He's cool. And then there's obviously a bit of danger to the fact that he's a fucking alien. James Vega also, like, I really resisted because he's just such an obvious choice, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, the huge guy who can speak a bit of Spanish and he's covered in tattoos and he's fucking jacked, he hasn't got a neck. Like, yeah, obviously, but so maybe that's why he got knocked down a little bit, because I was like, I can't do that. You could just like, that, you knew from the beginning. I'm sure most of you were just like, James Vega, from like the first moment of the video. I tricked you. But it's not really a trick, because I think GARRUS deserves the top spot. Yeah. Like and comment. You leave me a little, what did I say? Cocktail emoji if you can't think of anything to comment. No, not cocktail. A sparkles emoji, like the stars out in the Mass Effect space, because you know what? I like making it a different one at the end, because then you can be like, hey, I suffered through the whole thing, you owe me. So let me know in the comments with a little sparkles emoji and a cocktails emoji, and then I know you've watched the whole thing. I hope you thought this video was fun. I had fun making it. And, you know, I just like telling you what characters in pop culture I think are the hottest out of the characters that are, you know, the other characters in that media. Okay, bye.